So, LSU versus McNeese film study. I am getting a lot of comments. Guys, we're going to lose to Central Michigan. You just got to kind of laugh because, yes, LSU won this game 34-7, but it was ugly. Only 302 yards of total offense. The run game can't get going, but my number one running back on the team finally got a carry. Armoni Goodwin. Health is a big deal. So I brought up this week in live streams that I want to see more pulling guards. Well, we get a guard and a center pulling here, and we got our most explosive ball carrier, the football here. It is kind of crazy because Armoni Goodwin does like Chris Curry when running the ball, but we're talking a completely different level of a player. And did you see how easy he went by both of these stiff arms? And here, I know he's been battling injury. I do just think this hit was just a bad one because his leg got folded underneath. I talked about LSU being very static last week on defense and offense. Pre-snap motion, okay? It didn't change a whole lot. They didn't rotate a whole lot. They did stem just a little bit. But pre-snap motion is always good. It gives the offense a different look. Also, I think LSU needs to run the football under center more because if you have an offensive line that's struggling, if you have a group of running backs that are also struggling, let them get a full head of steam running downhill when they actually get the carry. Now, the irony of this is based on just their high school film, Armoni Goodwin is by far the best back on this team when running out of shotgun. So I want to see Armoni actually in LSU's base shotgun offense. But this time we get under center, we're pitching to the left here. Okay? So Liam Shanahan is pulling. Xavier Hill is also pulling. Good job by Ed Ingram. This was a slightly better game from Ed to get this guy turned inside. Good job by our left tackle, Hill. Good job right here by the left tackle blocking down here. This is kind of an interesting lineup. Okay, so this is Marlon Martinez, and then we have Xavier Hill pulling right here. Good backside cut right here by Charles Turner. Well done. We got their defensive lines washed down and turned inside, and all we want to do is turn inside. Cole Taylor, who's not been a good blocker, this was okay. Good job sealing him to the inside. I am a little worried about this. Once again, Cole kind of slowing down here, and we want to make sure we get our helmet to this side and kick him out. Okay? Once again, this corner right here probably should have read this and dove inside right here. Once he sees that there's no way that this play is getting bounced, okay, he should have immediately right here just sprinted to the inside. Once again, if you're Cole, you want to get out there. You don't have to size this guy up and hit him absolutely perfect. The key here is if you see him having that much outside leverage, keep going and kick him out this way. So the DB did have an opportunity to get inside and cut here. He just got a little soft as well. Sometimes you want to wait for this block, but this is Armoni Goodwin's speed. He just blows right by Liam Shanahan here. So, and then we get here. Good job by Armoni. This is really good stuff here. So the first thing here is he has a football in his right hand, which is what you don't want. You want it on your outside hand. So he's going through here with this right hand. Once again, this is really his first carry. Then he gets it into his left hand right here. Good ball handling right there, and the stiff arm is just nasty. That's gross. So what I'm going to do here is actually just run this play at full speed. I'm just going to shut up and let you guys evaluate this play for yourselves. Some of you may not remember this play at all. So go ahead and watch this play. And while you do that, once again, we are so close to 5,000 subscribers. We might hit it on this video. Skylar Green auto. We're talking about one of the clutchest wide receivers of all time. Who can remember the Georgia game? Who can remember the Oklahoma touchdown? All-time great. We want to give it to you to show you some love, okay? So we're running this play at full speed, and we get a sack. This looks like it's bad pass protection. Well, I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on this play right now, okay? So you get that play right here at full speed, and let's just go through some simple pre-snap reads. So the one thing is McNeese runs a 4-man front, and a lot like LSU, McNeese's defense is pretty easy to read pre-snap, okay? So a lot of defenses in the SEC aren't going to be this basic. LSU's defense is very basic. We'll show you why a little bit later. So what you can see here is it's pretty clear that they're running some version of too high, okay? And the way that these routes are actually drawn up here is Trey Palmer is actually running a go all the way out of here, and essentially Kayshawn is also going deep, and what happens here is Jure is actually running a post, okay, to this side of the field, all right? So as a quarterback, your pre-snap read should be the following. This is actually a really well-designed play by Jake. It's 1st and 10. We had been running the ball some on this drive, and we're going to take a shot. That's really analytically sound play, throwing on 1st down and actually being aggressive on 1st down, okay? So what happens here is his first read is covered, okay? Now he is looking at Cole Taylor to throw this football, and the safety bites down, okay? So here's the thing. Pre-snap, just answer in the chat, answer wherever you're watching. Where is the empty space on the field going to be? Okay, if this safety bites down on this route, the empty space is going to be over here, okay? And guess what happens? Jure just happens to be running the absolute perfect route, okay? And it's there. It's there. Now, once again, in this situation, you probably want this route to be angled off a little bit more this way, but this is there, okay? He's open. This ball needs to be delivered, all right? What happens here? Well, protection breaks down just a little here. So Marlon Martinez is your right guard, okay? This is his first game, and this is obviously a difficult play for a right guard. LSU splits are really tight in their pass pro sense, which is obviously very interesting. So obviously it's kind of a, I don't know if those are tighter than normal. They look a little tight. Anyway, this is a tough block. So we actually read this. This is good offensive line communication. So this guy is coming off the edge, and we're in 5-man protection. And look, we pick it up. We pass everything off perfect. We just need all of our offensive linemen to make one-on-one blocks. And we kind of sort of do, except Marlon Martinez gets bull rushed way too easy. This is just too much. Once again, that defensive end coming hot. He's still fresh. It's early in the game. It's kind of difficult. But once again, this is just too much pocket collapsing pressure, right? Still, Max has got to make this throw, okay? It's not clean. It's not easy. Alabama's protection does not cave like this. Georgia's protection does not cave like this. UCLA's protection does not cave like this. So better offensive lines don't allow this to happen. It was interesting that not only Cam Wire and Austin Deculus were out, I was a little shocked that the media didn't ask more about Chasen Hines and Anthony Bradford. We did not see either one of them at right guard. I guess they wanted to get a good look at Marlon Martinez. And this defensive end for McNeese is actually a decent football player. Let's take a look at this pass set. Once again, I'm not the best at evaluating offensive linemen and their pass sets. Not the best. He's leaning a little bit, you could see. All right? You don't want to lean too much because you lose your leverage. And he did a good job just sitting, but it's just too much pressure. Still, if you see here, the pocket is good enough. So when Max is looking at this to Cole Taylor, and he sees that this safety is barreling down, guess what? He actually makes the right read. You see, he pops his head to look for Jure. You just got to throw it. See, he had room to step, plant, and this is what I've been talking about in the live stream. It's not a clean pocket. It's not clean. It's not easy. But guess what? Life ain't easy. You've got to plant your right foot in the ground and deliver this ball. Okay? And we're going to give you another angle here that actually makes it a little bit easier. I'll say this. This is not a bad play, though, because this is only a 2-yard sack. All right? So at least this was not the UCLA game where Max would run out of the pocket 10 yards backwards. So that's a good change. He is stepping up in the pocket. But next time, we need that right foot to plant and you fire that ball. His footwork is not great, okay? And there's something else that we need to show you from the reverse angle that is concerning me just a little bit. That last year was a strength for Max Johnson, okay? And I'm going to see if you could pick it up here, all right? So we get end zone camera here, okay? Let me see if you can pick it up, all right? And we brought it up against the UCLA film study as well. Okay? Did you pick it up? This is driving me nuts. We get a perfect snap. You notice the ball handling's not great, okay? It bobbles. Every split second matters, okay? Max is not great in the red zone. I know this isn't the red zone. This is kind of the extended red zone. The field compresses. We need the quarterback to make plays in tight quarters, okay? And what hurts you, especially if you don't have good arm strength and you can't overcompensate for other aspects of your game that might lag, look, the snap is perfect. Ball does come a little wobbly out right here, okay? But it's still not clean. You notice? All right? So that kind of slows down your process. But Max sees that this safety, you could see it here. He sees that this safety is driving down on this Cole Taylor route, okay? Now, once again, you're not going to be able to see Jure here because the angle is a little too tight. Okay, now he sees this, step up, and now he's looking this way, okay? Now, here's the thing. You have got to anticipate that if this safety is driving down and TDP is running this flat route, that this space of the field is going to be open for a crosser or a post, okay? This ball needs to be coming out now, and he panics, okay? Once again, the pass protection is not perfect. It's not. But running this way, you can tell he had room to sidestep and float this ball to the corner, okay? But he panics, and he takes a sack that was not necessary, okay? So in no way I'm comparing Max Johnson to Joe Burrow, but I want to show you this because if you're going to run the 2019 offense, you're going to be in five-man protect. And what you're going to see on this 3rd and 3 is Joe Burrow actually goes through some reads here. So first read covered, second read, so now he's going to work backside. But like on the Max Johnson play, even with just 3 guys, once again, LSU's offensive line was overall decent in this game against Alabama. Even with 3 guys, Barmore, who had been just killing us, see how dirty of a pocket this is? It's not horrendous. No one just went straight through, but they collapsed it. And even though it wasn't clean, Joe Burrow was still able to get this ball off. Okay, so that's essentially what we're looking for from Max Johnson here. Once again, this is high-level quarterbacking, and like Max Johnson, Joe Burrow started front side and then worked backside. The next step in being an elite quarterback is trusting your read, and even when the pocket is just a little dirty, throw it, okay? If you think you have enough time, plant your feet and just chunk that ball, baby. And once again, great catch by Jets for the first down there. Once again, it was just a 2-yard sack, so this is a step forward in the right direction and not running 10 yards backfield and throwing it across your head. But still, you've got to make that throw. Okay, so this is a 4th and 2 play to Trey. Very easy. So we see 2 high right here. The safeties really are split. This is very easy read for Max. Good stuff. Good play call by Jake being aggressive. Good decision by ED ORGERON being aggressive early in this game. And once again, this is just easy. Okay? Good routes all around. And good job drawing this. Once again, I mean, Jack Bech, look at this route. He's so good. He is so good. I didn't understand his recruiting ranking. He was by far my number 1 receiver in this class. Just look at this, okay? The hezzy and then boom. You see how he plants and just sits, okay? This ball was open too for a first down, okay? Always look when you rewatch games at what other people are doing. This is filthy, okay? He needs to be the full-time tight end, okay? Look at this. Again, boom. No wasted movement, nothing. Perfect, okay? And this is just simple, okay? Let's focus on Trey here. Good route. Really good stuff. I mean, didn't really take anything advanced. Good throw by Max. This ball is on a line, okay? Let's see here. Plant, and then fire. Once again, not a quarterback footwork expert. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. That looks pretty good. Not the absolute most accurate ball, but it is high. We want to make sure it's high to make sure no linebackers can make this play. And here's the thing. Good catch by Trey, but the wide receiver drop issues are there. This ball needs to be caught cleanly, okay? We get a little lucky. We don't get another replay here. Is that a trap? I always give it to the receiver if it's close. It did kind of look like it bobbled. I'm just happy that we didn't get a better replay of this. We got a little lucky that the sideline camera was blocked by not only the referee but this DB. Okay, let's see. I'm going to let you be the judge here. I mean, I'm just glad it counted. All right, go Tigers. Yeah, it still, good job by Trey. I'm happy he gets on the board. Right now, he is outplaying Jure right now for that number 2 spot. I do think it's a little closer. I know those drops by Jure are so bad, but Jure should have had a touchdown on first down for if we had better quarterback play. Okay. Ah, man, that's so close. That's so close. Okay. So once again, we end this drive with the touchdown. Okay. Good, right? First thing here is obviously I like this from LSU. This aspect of it. If you're going to run 4-man front, you've got to stem your guys. Okay. You got to be a little more unpredictable. So what we do is we stem our defensive line here. We have Joseph Evans, and this was really the first time we saw Jaquelin Guillory, who I thought overall had a decent game. Okay, so this is my concern. Obviously, this is a really good play by LSU to make this play in the backfield, but I'm still not a big believer in our safety placement and how tightly we crunch players in our run fits, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys committed to the box, okay? So what I want to do is show you the play here. It was a really good play by Cam Lewis to come hot off this edge, came really tight, unblocked, and makes a really nice play in the backfield. Really good game for Cam, but he wasn't really challenged in the secondary, okay? And CORDALE FLOTT was there to help clean things up. This was there for them all game. Okay, based on just film study, Sting likes to play off. So play action, and this pop is going to be there against other defenses. This is why I said in my post-game live stream that just because our fronts worked this game, and I use asterisk work, I'll show you a play in a later live stream for this game that is driving me nuts. Just because this worked doesn't mean it's actually good concepts, okay? Yes, we drove our safety down the field and made a tackle for loss here, and that's very great, but let me ask you this, okay? This tackle for loss is for a loss of, 2-3 yards? Okay, that's good, obviously. However, once again, if you play action and just hold this ball right here, and you know that they're being so aggressive in the run game and we're committing all these guys, teams, if I'm an offensive coordinator watching this film, I'm play action and just over the middle. So before we get to a play where McNeese State could have scored a touchdown if not for the great CORDALE FLOTT, I got to shout out Reggie in his battle against the evil C. Yes, Reggie's always been in the live chats along with King Robert. You guys know about Robert and his cancer battle. PHL Nation is behind you. You guys got this. Let's go. So you got to be really careful. Just because something works against an FCS team doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work against better teams, okay? Once again, we're doing a very similar thing here. We're bringing a safety into the box, and essentially they're trying to run a screen, and it was actually there. Guess who makes the play? CORDALE FLOTT, okay? This play is actually really well designed, okay? If you know that they're going to play downhill and commit a lot of guys in the box, and you know their defensive line, you know that they're going to rush for hard every time, guess what? You need to run screens. Good design right here. So they kick out Damon Clark right here. All they needed to do for this play to score is this tackle just needed to make this block, okay? And this is a bad miss. Now, once again, this is a really hard block to make, but believe it or not, they got exactly what they wanted. They got CORDALE FLOTT coming hard in on this wide receiver, and we got him stepping inside. Good job by FLOTT. Last year, we saw this a lot, especially against Auburn. What teams would do is they would be able to block two guys with one player. So last year, CORDALE FLOTT would just run with this guy, okay? And they would pick on him. So what they would do is offensive coordinators would know that they're running man coverage, and they would have the wide receiver who's being guarded by this defender and man go block someone else, and CORDALE would just run with this receiver, and essentially we would be blocking two guys, okay? But you should like what you see here from McNeese State. All they need to do here is this offensive tackle needs to get to the outside here on CORDALE FLOTT. He just needs to sprint, dive, and make this block right here. If he does, we are in a world of trouble over here, okay? So, once again, Damon Clark is kicked out. It would have been a foot race between this running back and Micah Baskerville. CORDALE FLOTT, once again, he's been LSU's best DB so far. Would Baskerville have made this tackle on the backside? It would have been tough because if you just get a piece, all they needed was a piece there. So, once again, it's a little concerning on film because you're committing so many guys to the box. And as many of you know, McNeese would go back to the screen later in the game and actually get the score. Okay, one final thing. Obviously, we're spending more time on plays for this film study because really the first and second quarter is the only film you could really evaluate against an FCS opponent because obviously the endurance factor is there. This is a team that had a spring season, and they're inferior athletes, okay? This is an issue, though. This is Jamal Pettigrew. He is a four-star tight end, okay, former LSU player. Okay, this is Major Burns, who had a rough game last week. Boom. Okay? It's clear he's blocking you on the screen. Get off of this. Okay? You're getting jacked up. And look, there's no way he could see that this is over. We need you fighting off of this guy and doing something instead of just standing. This is probably LSU's best defensive tackle duo, especially if we're running 4-3. We want explosive playmakers here at this DT. So Jaquelin Roy, his swim move is probably the best on the team. Look, he swims over the top, and we're getting pressure there. Once again, Maason Smith, their best pass rushing 3-tech, going head up against this guard right here. Look at that swim. Look at this swimming, baby. This is Michael Phelps and Katie Ledecky right here, baby. This is Mark Spitz and, what's that swimmer's name? Ryan Lochte. He's a Florida Gator. He doesn't care. He doesn't count. Look at these swim moves, baby. Boom! Okay? Hammering this, okay? So, this is good, right? Really good. All right, let's see the coverage. Lucky enough we get a little bit of a wider angle here. Okay, let's take a look at coverage across the way. Okay, it's 3rd and 15, and obviously you want to keep everything in front of us, okay? You want to play a little aggressive to try and keep them out of field goal range, but for the most part, you don't want to get beat for a first down, all right? So let's go across the way. They're running mesh, okay? Good. That's good. And look at this. This is really good. okay? Look at this. This is awesome. Awesome. All right? Notice we identify mesh. All right? Notice these backers right here. This is better. Good job by Blake Baker. I was very critical of him last week. Notice here, Micah Baskerville says mesh, mesh, mesh. This is Jamal Pettigrew, so this is their friend running this route. And look at this. They pass this off. All right? Good passing off right here. Way better. Way better. So, Baskerville's like he's coming your way, and then look, they're both pointing. All right? So, once again, this is hard because I don't have the all-22, and I don't know everyone's responsibilities, but it does look like Derek Stingley got beat on a double move right here, okay? So, he's playing, obviously, off man. This is where, Sting is at his best when he's able to play off like this. And so, obviously, when you're playing zone coverage, if you think you have safety help over the top, you obviously funnel wide receivers inside. If he was playing man coverage, his hips would be flipped the other way. And you see here, this is zone. So he has safety help over the top. And look at what Cody Orgeron is looking at right here, okay? He's obviously reading mesh here. But what happens is this receiver runs a double move, and he actually is past Derek right here. Now, once again, Sting probably is a good enough athlete against this level of wide receiver and this level of quarterback to retrace and run with him. And if the ball was actually thrown, let's just say this was a perfectly clean pocket and Cody is trying to go for this shot, Sting is obviously athletic enough to retrace his steps and run with him. I don't know where Cam Lewis is. Maybe Cam was bringing safety up over the top to where Sting knows he could have been a little more aggressive on a deep crosser like that. Maybe that's the case. Once again, I don't have all 22, so it's kind of hard for me to say anything about this. But it does look like there was a double move here. And I don't know if once again, it's too tough to see. It is just interesting, okay? Oh, Maason, let's go. You are witnessing greatness. I mean, he just looks like a football player. You got the arm pad, got the heavy wrist tape. Gotta love it. All righty, so first quarter. So apologies, this footage is a little bit more grainy, but I did want to go over this play. This was the exact same play that LSU ran versus UCLA that ended up being a near pick six. Instead, though, I don't understand how this was so difficult to figure out. Instead of Cole Taylor, this is Jack Bech running this route. And we broke the play down. We shared how Cole Taylor just did not get across the formation quick enough, and Max just floated a ball for a pick. Notice on this play action here, look at how quick Bech is just getting across the formation. Against UCLA, Cole Taylor had a little skip, and now we're flat. We're giving the quarterback a clean window to throw this ball instead of just floating it for an interception. Really good stuff here. And once again, Bech just needs to play more. 4 targets, 4 catches for 57 yards. And we showed you earlier, even when he's not targeted, he's creating separation. Good throw, easy catch. But I got to shout out Jake Peetz, because if he wants this tight end slip to be a part of the game plan, don't run screens with Cole Taylor. 4th and 1, this was a little disappointing, right? So we talked about this a lot. So Max Johnson's a good QB sneak quarterback, and we just get stuffed here, okay? This is on Max. We actually had it here. Bad ball handling. This is very concerning. This was one of Max's strengths last year, and it caught his helmet. That's what happened here, and it's inexcusable, right? It's one thing if this was Nuss, okay? But this is Max and Liam. We're talking about guys that have, outside of just the starts, some garbage time reps as well, they have converted a lot of quarterback sneaks. The weather is clean. You only need a yard. This is just bad. This is bad. I mean, I understand that the helmet thing happened. It's just bad. It's just bad. Move ahead here to 7:44 left here in the first quarter. I don't remember this play. I'm actually just recording this I only rewatched the first quarter before this. Okay, it's this run to TDP. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now we need TDP to make a guy miss. We get that right there. Perfect. It's good stuff. Okay. It's amazing how much better your running backs look with good run blocking. Okay, let's bring it back. Okay. Once again, trips bunch to the wide side. So you can think that this could be a quick pitch to the right. Instead, we're going to the left. Okay, we're pulling Marlon Martinez. Really athletic guard. Good kick out right there. Notice how tight he stayed on this pull. Good job by Ed Ingram passing this off. Good kick out right here. Linebacker has a really bad fill. Good job by Ed Ingram making this linebacker pay on this fill. And just riding him out. Perfect. Perfect. Now, Cole Taylor's our lead blocker. He's been a very inconsistent blocker. Good stuff, Cole. Seal. And just make it as clean as you possibly can. Perfect. Liam driving his guy back. Miss a tackle. That's LSU football right there. Good stuff. Good finish by TDP. Okay, so we're 3rd and 7. This is just bad protection. Bad football IQ. There's nothing you can do if you're Max here. There's just nothing. You just can't run 5-man protection if this happens, okay? It's pretty simple here. Once again, it's just bad from Xavier Hill. So you're the left tackle here, and pretty simply, you always, when this happens right here, it's much better to let the outside guy go unblocked instead of the interior guy. This is going to be a sack every time. So Ed Ingram does a smart thing. He picks up this A-gap blitzer, okay? So you just need to block down, okay? You got to let this guy go unblocked, and you just got to pick it up, right? Ed Ingram did the right thing. Better communication here, okay? So, once again, I can't hear them yelling. I'm not on the field, but Ed needs to be yelling to Xavier Hill. When you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, you need to yell at Xavier Hill, hey, I got interior A-gap pressure here. If he comes, I got to take him, okay? And Hill, I don't know if this was slide protect. It's kind of hard to see. Doesn't look like it. You got to pick this up. We can't have this, okay? So Max is looking here. This is what kind of concerned me about this play here. So 2:19 left to go. We're in extended field goal range. Now, once again, touchdowns are better than field goals. I like aggression, but a field goal to make it a 17-point game is huge, right? Because it makes it a 3-possession game, and it puts so much more pressure on the opposing head coach, especially if they're getting ready to go into half. So we don't want to take a sack here, right? Here's the thing I don't get. Okay, so Max likes this matchup here. Brian Thomas Jr. going up against this slot corner who gets right up to the line of scrimmage. But here's the thing that doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. This is Josh Williams, all right? Once again, good story. Got to like him. He's not a special wide receiver, okay? So what does that mean? Well, this is not the matchup we want, okay? I don't know if Max is looking at Josh Williams or Brian Thomas Jr. It looks like he's looking at Josh Williams. And we run this long developing route versus what looks like a corner. And notice there is no separation here. None. This corner is all over him, okay? Why are we looking this way to a true freshman wide receiver? Doesn't get the best jump here. He's looking at the quarterback. Once again, not the best jump off the line of scrimmage here, okay? We'll get to more BTJ stuff a little bit later. What we should be looking at is the left side, right? Where we have, Bech who's on fire, Kayshawn who's on fire, Trey who's on fire. Why are we not looking this way instead of a true freshman wide receiver and a running back? That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense because here's the thing. If we were looking this way, once again, the protection was so bad it wouldn't have mattered. Once again, blitz pickup overall has been better this year. You just got to pick this guy up. If we're looking left, okay, the whole way, let's just say we're picking this guy up and this guy's coming unblocked. We're throwing to Trey for an easy first down. Or you're throwing to Bech. Either way. It's just... And then, once again, I know it's boring to look at field goal kicks, but this is just a special kick. Once again, they're getting good height on the jumps. This is a 55-yard moonshot, okay? Look at the height on the kick. It's not the fact that he makes it. It's how he made it, okay? That's the key. I don't care if you make kicks. How do you make them? That's what makes it really impressive there, okay? I like this look right here, okay? It's a little more exotic on this 3rd and 8. Running QB draw. Look at this swim move. Once again, Mark Spitz. Look at this. Boom. This is what we want. Their linemen leaning into us. Good read by Roy. You fire off into me. I'm going to use your leverage against you. Swim over the top. That's just beautiful. That's just beautiful. Okay? Everything's covered. Perfect. Can't beat it. Probably their best defensive snap of the night. Love the exotic look. Love BJ being in a 2-point right here. Okay? Whew. Vicious. Okay? Good stuff. Good stuff. Good defense. Everybody's covered. It's great stuff. That's what Durante wants it to look like. Alrighty, so that's the first half film study. It's good seeing experienced guys like Cam Lewis and especially CORDALE FLOTT. Both of them didn't have banner years in 2020, and them bouncing back is always a good thing. Can you rely on them moving forward? We'll wait to see. Obviously, the elephant in the room is, should Max Johnson be your starting quarterback, right? Obviously, we'll dive a little deeper into that when we watch from Garrett Nussmeier in the second half film study. But right now, Max is not playing well. I don't know exactly why that's the case. I've included a few things what I would like the LSU to do. Shrink the wide receiver rotation. Obviously, the LSU receivers are dropping a lot of 50-50 balls. We did not cover any of these first half drops, which were really, really bad from the wide receivers. And obviously, the pass protection is not perfect right now for LSU by any stretch of the imagination. With all of that said, we have seen Max regress. His first start against Florida was his best game. His second start versus Ole Miss was his second best game. UCLA was his third best game, which wasn't that good at all. And this game was not great. I don't know what exactly is happening, but I always go back to this stat. There has never been a successful LSU quarterback that had to start year 2 in their progression, in their development. And I think it's pretty clear just based off of 4 games of sample that just by the pure eye test, Max has some serious limitations, okay? Now, here's the thing. You don't have to have an elite arm. You don't have to have elite speed. Something Max simply does not have. He obviously is a competitor. He puts a lot of work into his craft. You can do all of that, still be limited, but you have to make up for it with anticipation. You have to make up for it with confidence. You have to make up for it with ball handling, which right now is not great for Max Johnson. The game seems as if it's moving just a little too fast for him right now, which obviously is very concerning. So we'll get into Garrett Nussmeier's tape for our next film study. You know, obviously it was interesting, but as of right, we'll talk about starting quarterbacks moving forward, obviously, in the next episode. So obviously, comment down below. Also, a major concern here is Ed Orgeron. You'll see the second half tape did get a little sloppy, even though McNeese was just not good in the second half. They had their opportunities to make this game a little bit more competitive. They just could not take advantage of, obviously, like this fumble right here. So it's very, very interesting how this game actually went. It was not a good game for LSU. Yes, you won 27-7, okay, or whatever the score was, 34-7. I don't care. You just didn't play well, okay? And don't get carried away with an end result here when it was pretty clear that there are still some major issues with this team. So, obviously, we'll dive deeper into that in the next film study. And yeah, go Tigers. We got to get this fixed, though, because Central Michigan's going to be coming in with Jim McElwain, and I honestly haven't studied them at all up to this point. But what I could tell you is right now, LSU is not playing good football. And I think one good thing is Kayshon Boutte, who is playing good football right now, said after the game that he was not pleased at all and that they should have put up 60. And honestly, McNeese is the level of equality of a team that LSU should always be beating easily and covering a 39-point spread, especially when McNeese could not score at all. So we will see you. Avery Atkins had a good game, though. That second half hit was beautiful. And Cade York. So special teams is fine right now. But still, I will dive a little deeper into everything next week. It is next week. Tomorrow. It is Power Hour LSU Bomb. We're doing ribs tonight. Let's go.